Right, GM Gotcha gang. How's everyone doing this week?
Good.
Hey, sir, how you doing?
Hi. Great. How are you, man? GM.
Doing good. Doing well. Just getting ready to channel.
Right on. See, what's the gas looking like?
It's
been rough. I was doing the XP drops and stuff today. Cost like 200 Matic total.
Holy moly. I'm sitting here complaining about my 0.13 Matic per channel.
It's all right though. But yeah, it's not. I'm worried about lens, man. I was calculating based on their activity on Ether scan, on Polygon scan. I was just looking at how much it's costing them if that were to be, if it were like this every day for 30 days. I think unless my calculations were wrong, it came out to like $1 million worth of Matic. Because like Aave is paying for all that, I think. Like they're the ones paying up for all the gasless transactions. It's not like all the community members.
Definitely true. Yeah, it is all subsidized at this stage still.
So I'm like, bro, they burned $1 million on Matic.
That's crazy. Yeah. I was talking to Hernani yesterday. We were just talking about these spikes. There was a point yesterday, we're working on some, stuff in the background, and user OX default was like giving a tutorial to somebody, and then in the middle of it, gas spiked to like 500 blade. It's like, holy crap. So the petting bot is probably like just destroying our Matic reserve, but yeah, you got to get those pets in, right?
That's right. Yeah, it's tough. It's weird because they did that recent like upgrade, and then the moment they did that, like One Planet or whatever it's called, X Planet, launched, and then I guess there's some competition happening on Lens as well. So like both of those together are just like kind of over like DDoSing the network, maybe.
Reminds me of the ETH spike days, right? Not a bug, it's a feature. It's working perfectly.
Yeah.
Do we know how long this competition on Lens goes?
No, I did see someone mention it, but I don't remember the specifics.
Zombie, you'd probably know if anything like that's happening. I haven't heard anything specifically like temporal like that. I think it's just the general load.
Yeah, I haven't heard about any competition or whatever. But it's a pretty big ecosystem now. I could be missing something.
Oh, Jesse sneaking in here. Good morning, friend.
Hey, good morning, guys.
GM.
Hey, I just kind of want to lead with a kudos kickoff here because you guys are kicking butt on those Twitter Spaces, man. That was a blast Wednesday and in general, and I think they're doing a great job for awareness and the momentum. We were so excited last night. I don't know if you guys have likely seen the Sandeep PFP as well, and some of the discussions from Hamza about sweeping up some gotchis. There's a gigantic push of momentum coming up, it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love to see the energy. Like all this interest and energy is coming into Polygon, and then it actually makes a lot of sense that at some point, it's all about narratives and it's factual. They want to look and say, okay, Utes is coming in. There's a lot of things coming into the space. You could look at 10 different things that are listing on Polygon and building on Polygon. Huge announcements every week. But what has been here from like day one? And it's kind of like indisputable. We have to speak up and be like, hey guys, Aavegotchi's been doing this a while, and we kind of have the DNA of Polygon in us. So yeah, it's been really exciting, and it's actually something that it's really cool. Everybody wants to know about it, and they want to be a part of it. So I'm really excited about where it's going, and the enthusiasm and curiosity people are bringing to Aavegotchi lately.
Actually, this might be a good time to talk about this. Dr. Wagme raised this point in thread here and also yesterday about considering potentially moving the Hangout to Twitter. We were talking about it during our syncopated call for GMI yesterday, because we're trying to figure out a way to technically still host it in the Discord, so we still have the chat and friends who aren't Twitter native can still check it out, but somehow get it into a Twitter space so that we can, take advantage of that raw energy of Twitter and the ability to bring in new friends who otherwise wouldn't stumble into our Discord. Have you guys thought about that at all? Would you be in favor of that?
Well, it's funny. I've literally been advocating for that, but I am also sensitive to the fact that we have something pretty special here, and so I don't know if we can split it or do both. I'd love to hear feedback from everybody. I think our walk before is like the Twitter Spaces that we allocated to our Wednesday evenings in the U.S. are kind of that first try at that, and so we have the Twitter Spaces channel. And unfortunately, it hasn't been nearly as active where you have 100, 200 people in the Discord Twitter Spaces channel while the conversation is happening on audio on Twitter Spaces. But that's the dream, because I mean we could do our thing and still at the exact same time have a lot more people listening in and coming through just curious. And so I agree that there's something there.
Yeah, we were talking about the logistics of it. Like, if there's a way that we could be on stage here and do this and then pipe in the sound from the stage through to the Aavegotchi account, then we'd be able to host a space. The only issue would be bringing people up on stage in the Twitter space would be wonky. So it's not, I don't know of a great way to do it to make it work for both.
Yeah, there's some thought experiments to do on that. I'm a big advocate for just relaying it, piping it to the Twitter space, but not migrating it. It's so much better of a user experience here in the Discord. I hate no text follow along, no image display. It's really hard to follow along. So I think that we could pipe it out. We were thinking through some thoughts last night. We'll do some thinkings here.
Yeah, because Discord never rugs us. I mean, other than robotic glitches and Nyan Kong going helium mode, we don't really have too many issues here.
I think it's because it's hosted by one person, right? Not really like if Jesse hosts it, if his phone goes down or something for a few minutes, I think that's what rugs the spaces. I don't really know though, but I know I should not be hosting spaces because with my wonky internet, it'll go down. So that's why we started on any of the spaces that he's been hosting, right?
No, the
haven't been
Aavegotchi
rugged,
spaces
but it's-
amazingly have been good.
Really? Because I remember a couple weeks ago, I mean, at least on my side, there's always something weird. Like, actually, even just a few days ago, remember I DM'd you, No Futurist Guys, are you talking? Because it had that little animation next to your name that said you were talking. You're like, no, dude, I'm muted. I'm not talking. But that's just on my side.
Jordan was speaking, but he was it sounded like he was in a public space, engaging in the Twitter conversation. So I think he was getting a lot of his background noise. But I mean, I remember a few weeks ago we had an issue where on and off it'll swing back that the main account can't hear people speaking. So then we're in the Discord relaying what they're saying and telling Jesse, okay, they stopped talking, you can jump in now, which doesn't happen in Discord generally.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely had a bad time on Twitter Spaces more often than Discord. Discord's super reliable, so it's a different animal. But
Let's see some drivers. We'll test some stuff out.
Yeah. If you can find a way to we can still do our thing here and broadcast it to the Aavegotchi Twitter, that'd be pretty nuts. Up to you guys to figure that one out. And then just on that topic, I feel like I've talked to No Futuristic about this a bit, and just this is definitely the time for the DAO or anyone, just individuals, to step up and jump in more spaces if you want introductions or invites to Polygon themed spaces. I am happy to try to pull you guys in or introduce you to some of the hosts. I think this is definitely a great opportunity for outreach right now. And so everybody's talking on Polygon, everybody's talking on Twitter, and I'll host the weekly on the main channel. No Futuristic, you're pretty prevalent and across some of the others and on the daily. But if we can get 10 people doing that, I mean, it's so powerful. So if you want to be kind of an ambassador in that sense, and you enjoy being on spaces, definitely reach out and let me know, and I can try to get you on some of these Polygon themed invitation type spaces and make sure you get on stage.
You know, and Jesse, I'd like to almost refine that too, because I'd like to see a little more participation from like each guild. We'd like to maybe have an active PR rep from each guild would be a really cool thing that kind of represent each corner of the Gotchiverse here, instead of just always being the same group of knuckleheads.
Yeah. I mean, everybody should step up, and guilds is an interesting way because it says more than the individual itself. If you're like, I'm whatever from a particular guild, first of all, that tells you you're from an organization and you're probably a leader in there and an advocate. But also, it says, oh, Aavegotchi has a lot of guilds, and which may not be totally obvious to a lot of people. And I always feel like our biggest that visual aid that shows how the guilds are dispersed across the Citadel is one of our strongest. We should have like a bunch of versions of that because it's one of our strongest visual aids for conveying just how many organic guilds have sprouted up inside the Gotchiverse. And so, yeah, I agree with you. That'd be really cool to get more of that.
Yeah, we were talking about it yesterday because while we're at ETH Denver, we're going to probably do a few, like a lot of Twitter Spaces while we're there. So we were talking about like potentially going back and doing kind of like what me and Hefe were doing before, the like informal Gotchi space, so that we add at least one more Gotchi themed Twitter Space a week, with the idea of building out and doing more, over time. So that's on our I'll call it a GMI roadmap, even though we don't really have one. But that's definitely on our radar. We want to make sure that we're still pushing the Gotchi gospel out there, especially with so many eyes. Sandeep grabbing that PFP is a big deal, so we need to like really seize on that.
Yeah, he's got a beautiful PFP. I was so happy to see that go up. We've been talking to him. I got to meet him last week and just was really emphasizing that you gotta rep the Gotchi game. He's all about it. He's like, you guys are the OGs, and it's time for you guys to be as loud as you can. Don't be shy. You guys own it. If you guys aren't the blue chip, who is? If you're not that blue, every chain has a blue chip OG pixel NFT project. Who is the CryptoPunks of Polygon? And he's like, it's obviously you guys. There's nobody else out there. So speak up, be noisy, let people know. Because there's a lot of new people coming in every single day and they want to know about it.
Yes,
That was a big deal. That was a big deal hearing him say crypto, comparing Aavegotchi to CryptoPunks. And, I think he mentioned how every blockchain has their iconic pixelated collection. And for Polygon, it's us. And so I totally think we should wear that badge and rock that badge. And with the Twitter Spaces, that's another great way to connect with other communities that are now moving on to Polygon. We're hanging out with the Utes. Utes crew seems pretty cool, and we're vibing there on Wednesday. And so I'm looking forward to more of that for sure. Spaces is a great vibe.
Yeah, and what I like about that and what kind of caught me off guard is, to be quite frank, I was talking about all the things that we're working on and all the things we've kind of accomplished here in the recent months, and the on-chain aspects, and just you guys know we're so busy with so many things, and he's got limited bandwidth, right? He's doing a million things himself, Sandeep, and so when I had his ear, what I appreciated was just how he was able to condense everything into something that is kind of our value prop, no matter what. He's like, everything you're doing is valuable, everything you're doing is important. But at the end of the day, if you only have one thing to tell somebody new, he's like, for me, is like, these were the first, these are the OGs, these are the original, and everything beyond that is bonus. So he's just like that historic kind of value prop for, especially in NFTs, that matters. He's like, somebody's got to claim it. If you guys don't, he goes, I don't know who's going to, but you guys have to own that. And I was like, that's good advice. And he's not wrong, because
there was literally no one on this chain before us. It was I think the only project was Neon District, and I don't know what they're doing. I don't even know if they're around anymore.
We've been doing from the beginning.
Like we're literally like this, probably the second. I don't even know if Neon District had NFTs. Not really following them, but I think we were like the first. Not even pixel art. We're like one of the first NFT project on Polygon almost. There's probably one before us, but like we're so far close to the beginning of the chain.
Well, this goes towards why he's so excited about it. I mean, I see Boba here in the chat on the weekly, and he's saying there's nothing like Aavegotchi out there. CryptoPunks are useless. I mean, CryptoPunks also are maybe useless, and they don't focus on utility. They base all their value off history. And I think what Sandy was trying to convey to me is he's like, you have that, and then you have everything else you're trying to tell me about. And when you put all of that together, it's actually greater than a CryptoPunk. Like
easily. We're first and we're good.
Yeah. So it's just like, it's a matter of telling that story of like, you're a CryptoPunk plus something that nobody else is doing, and you're doing it consistently over a period of time. So it's a narrative. He's like, I think one way I've been thinking about it since that talk is just, we love the term the rabbit hole, but it's a bit intimidating and it's also a bit overused. But we could just be like, I don't know, we got to find a way to synthesize this into why everybody here on this call tonight is so excited about Aavegotchi, and there's a lot of reasons. But it's a DAO-focused Web3 NFT project. It's Web3 gaming in Web3 ways. It's also the original that saw the potential and what Polygon was doing, and we moved over there before it was even called Polygon. So I don't know. It's easier said than done, but from his perspective and some of the advice he shared, and it makes sense. He's like, you guys are CryptoPunks, 2.0. It's that, but so much more. And look how far CryptoPunks gets off just being the historic NFT on ETH. So
if Polygon, if they actually do become like top 3 blockchain, and we're the first NFT on the blockchain, epic.
Yeah.
I think there needs to be a thread written about this.
We need a lot of threads. Yeah, we need more threads.
Well,
we need everybody to step up and just tell our story. There's no wrong answer, but we need to go like lean into it and be a little noisier. And so we're doing our part. We all, I think, want to do that. But if you're on the fence, the right answer is to tweet about it, to make a video about it.
Now's the time to be pumping Polygon and including Aavegotchi in that narrative. Like that's how you're going to get visibility. If you're trying to grow if you have the time to like grow your Twitter, you can get to like 10,000 followers pretty easily just by posting some spaces and writing some threads and stuff, and just kind of hanging out with Polygon crew. Like I've seen a couple guys already that they got to like 10,000 followers pretty quickly. And so you pump, like talk about Polygon, talk about the project, and then mention Aavegotchi, casually, always saying they're kind of the first, they're the OGs. And that brand awareness is going to get around as you grow your following. People are going to be like, okay, yeah, this guy knows what he's talking about. He knows the history. And let me check out this Aavegotchi thing, because I've never heard of it before.
So yeah, final call. If you want intros, I mean, futuristic, you stepped up, you reached out and said you want to be on more spaces. I think that's awesome. So if Mike Helm, you want to do that, if some of the guilds do, just hit me up. I've always got there's a couple Telegram channels I'm in, stuff like that. Just let me know your Telegram, and I can rope you in with some of these people that are like doing Polygon centric groups and spaces all the time. And we need to get more Gotchi Gang people in there. So
yeah, come along for the ride there, Jesse. I'll shoot you. My Telegram's
Absolutely.
yeah, Telegram's the same as my Twitter, like good stuff. But yeah, by all means, you can definitely tap on the common crew. We're definitely up for it.
100%.
nice. I see some Al already dropping tweets. Hell yeah, that's the message. It's cool because it simplifies everything. Everything after that is just bonus. So pretty powerful.
Make sure we tap.
I love that angle.
He's got more bandwidth this year, and he's He's activating more energy on his spectrum. So let's make sure Zonzi's in the mix too. He's really good over at the Polygon Discord server.
I do a lot of spaces as well, so I'm down for that.
Yeah,
If you
definitely.
guys
And if
haven't
you
seen
get
that new futuristic tweet, let's make sure we promote that new futuristic tweet too. It's a pretty good piece of material to be pushing
Mhm.
circulate still.
Yeah, I've kind of been harassing Sandeep for like the last couple of weeks. Like he's interacting with all of my tweets, but I'm like, jump in my DMs. You need someone to pet your gotchi and channel them.
yeah.
Also, he needs some fashion advice because he does have like the triple OG gotchi with the Matic symbols, but he really missed the boat on getting the L2 hat, the L2 bodysuit, the L2 vote, like hand sign. He could really deck that thing out in Matic if he wanted to. So we have to get him into the dressing room and show him what the possibilities are.
I think he's just, I kind of took it as he's got the Gotchi shirt. Like it's the Aavegotchi technically, but at least he's rocking like a Gotchi on his shirt, which is a nice. But yeah, I totally hear you on that, and I think really he probably doesn't need to win rarity farming. He's probably doing okay. But
if you Google Sandeep, the first thing on Google is Sandeep Nawal net worth. So when you get to that level, you're pretty happy. I think when Google is telling people that you're rich by suggesting net worth, it's like, okay.
That's he's doing okay. But I agree from a Gotchi fashion sense advice. I mean, I like it, but it's the double myth eyes. I think he's onto something there. And there's been a lot of talk. Like I saw Dr. Wadney mention that we did just go live with the vote to close the curve. It's been hotly contested and a lot of conversation around that for the last 10 days or so. So definitely, take your time. Everybody has their own opinion on it. Consider all options there, and then I encourage you to go vote. But besides that, there's also just this kind of perception that because of the curve, all the influence and all the emphasis is on Ghost token, which I mean, obviously the curve is directly tied to Ghost, so there is a concern there. We want to make sure it gets liquidity, is taken care of, and what does a post curve kind of Ghost world look like? But at the same time, I mean, obviously we're all working hard to raise awareness about Aavegotchi NFTs. I think that's pretty apparent. And I guess Coder Dan, we could drop a little alpha here. One of the tangible examples of that is with all this energy coming into Polygon. Want to know what you guys think? We feel like 6 months ago, if you went and looked at DApp Radar and where the most volume was on any given day, you could see us actually outperforming our Aavegotchi Bazaar, outperforming OpenSea. So there wasn't this like sense that you need to get Aavegotchis pervasively across all the other marketplaces because they weren't really doing anything at the time. But we're obviously moving into a new phase here where Polygon is growing. It's in a growth stage, and you have not just Magic Eden, you also have One Planet. You have a lot of exchanges coming in. OpenSea's doing like the biggest volume it's ever done on Polygon this week. I think, I don't know, some crazy numbers this week. And so the game's changed, right? And so we have a choice as a community. Like, do we just want to keep Aavegotchis on the bazaar? Obviously, it is the place we capture fees for the DAO Treasury and for Pixelcraft, but it's also the place you have the most like perfect bespoke user experience for all your Aavegotchi trades. It has the curve and everything going on there. Or do we also want to put more effort and reprioritize getting Aavegotchis on other exchanges? And so my argument is it's definitely that time. Like the meta is always shifting. And this is the other big story other than the curve this week is how do we get, if Sandeep's putting in his Twitter profile and a lot of other Utes and everybody else is looking at Aavegotchi and that narrative is starting to emerge, how do we make sure that we don't have to say, oh, you've got to find Aavegotchi.com and then you got to click, over here and go into the bazaar? And no, how do we make sure that it's in front of them on the platforms they're already using? And I think that it's worth the loss in potential fees to just be like, let's get double, triple, quadruple, 10x the amount of people that are seeing and potentially wanting to get an Aavegotchi. So
Let me ask you this, are you thinking for phase one that we're just specifically targeting gotchis in these external marketplaces and not necessarily, say, wearables, parcels, and the whole ecosystem?
good question. Okay, so the alpha there is one of the exchanges we are talking to said, you guys have a lot of NFTs. So yeah, exactly that conversation came up. And my push is let's start with the 721 Aavegotchis and the 1155 wearables. If we can because if you do everything all at once, it's actually a bit overwhelming. And we do need a reason to bring them back to Aavegotchi.com, right? If you want all the other alpha, why don't you get the land, you get everything else, come back to Aavegotchi.com. Now, maybe eventually all of it gets listed, but I like the idea of starting with a very simple narrative, a very simple. You got if you're a Polygon enthusiast and you don't have an Aavegotchi, what are you doing? Like I think that's the pitch.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She's on the externals. That the visibility is worth the squeeze there, but there's stickiness. Once you got your gotchi, you're gonna obviously get deeper, and that's
right.
when you open on the bazaar.
Yeah, it also makes
Actually,
perfect sense if you're pitching that PFP angle. Hey, we're the OG crypto punks of this chain. Like, we don't really need to sell the wearables yet. We just, once they take the look, the rabbit hole, you can't resist the rabbit hole. Because anybody, like, I think of OpenSea, when I go and I look at NFTs, I usually look at the details and then check out the project's website that's associated with the project, say like Cool Cats. I'll go to their website and see what's around. So being able to like kind of get gotchi pilled without having to get information overload immediately, I think will be very strong for us.
when I bought my first Aavegotchi, I didn't even know they had wearables until I looked at some other ones, and I'm like, wait, these look like a lot different. Why do these ones look different? And then so looking into it, I'm like, oh, okay, you can dress them up. That's so cool. It was like another layer that got revealed. So like that's a perfect, like that was perfect for me. Like it worked for me. And so it could probably work for others too.
Yeah, so even if they don't list the wearables, if we just did gotchis, you're saying that's a start.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, the gotchis are going to have the wearables, but people are going to see like this one's. That'll be part of the metadata. Is it'll tell you like what wearables it has equipped, just like we did on Wearable. The metadata is going to be the same, so people will see. It's just we're saying we might. It might not make sense to start with wearables themselves, like separated from the gotchis.
Do you know, like with some of these marketplaces, sometimes when new projects come to them, they'll like do like, like you're on the front page, there might be some hype information. Do you know if these marketplaces would be okay with like if we're launching on them, part of that hype would be like, say, a video actually like, hey, this is the PFP, look at this OG PFP, but it's so much more. So we can, they're checking out the PFP, but then they can see the information about, like ERC 1155, fake gotchis, all that other stuff without dragging them down the hole, but like a 2-minute teaser or minute long, like kind of short clip that's like, oh man, you don't know what you're getting into.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of exchanges and NFT exchanges, normal exchanges are open to that kind of stuff. Typically, there's some sort of like marketing budget involved in that, it's a great time to be putting some marketing budget out because Polygon's blowing up. Aavegotchi's kind of we're hoping that we're going to be kind of go down in history as the first NFT and get that ingrained in people's brains. So it's a good time to be spending some cash on things like that are typically going to be pay to play, but it really cements the brand very well.
Yeah, this reminds me one other thing that everybody listening can do that contributes to the point, kind of inflection point we're at here for Aavegotchi. If everybody has a Twitter, if you don't have a Twitter, maybe now's the time to make one. And you see people that are equipping an Aavegotchi PFP, or there's this thing going on where they don't make it the PFP, but there's this tweet thread, right? And no future, you got tagged in it, and it's like people nominate somebody. They're like, "Hey, show us your OG Aavegotchi," and then nominate somebody else to show theirs. It's kind of going around. So if you see somebody who usually isn't Gotchi Gang picking up their first Aavegotchi or just tweeting out one they had but haven't talked about, make sure you hop in and follow them. Like,
Yeah.
this is something, I was at the pit in Singapore here where all these Polygon folks came through for the last 2 weeks, and Frank DeGods from Utes was there, and what he talked about on his talk wasn't that far from what I would typically talk about Web3 experiences and having a memorable experience on chain. But his twist was that, you know, you've got to make something memorable for people to rally around time and time again. Everything is content, and he encouraged just that youths are super open minded and they want to connect with other projects. Like, the strength is in numbers, and I think he's not wrong. Like, he's totally right. So if you see a Utes guy, you see anybody that's rocking an Aavegotchi for the first time, follow them, because it's like if 500 Aavegotchi people follow that guy, then that person is probably going to be pretty excited to talk about Aavegotchi. And then even if he's more busy, he or she is very busy in another community, they're going to get those people to follow you back. So it goes both ways. And, you know, this is assuming all things equal and everybody's building legit stuff. And I don't think Utes have an issue there. So especially in their case,
like, yeah, anyone exploring Polygon or coming over from Utes or Solana, they all need to know, like, the Aavegotchis are the OGs. You know, if you're serious about liking this chain, you should get yourself an Aavegotchi. That's the pitch. It's a super easy pitch.
Yep. So just follow people, be generous, and try not to overwhelm. Because one thing we could do.
Yeah. I like Dr. Wagney saying, you know, you can also support their communities. Like he's saying, I'm going to go buy a Utes and go into their community and chat with them. Like, that's a great way to do it as well. Spread the love. That's what it's all about.
And we got a little synergy we can push here as a community too, because like there's going to be a massive amount of increase in Twitter energy regarding ETH Denver specifically, and any one of us in the Gotcha gang has the opportunity to say that we proudly as a DAO are sending a delegation there. So everyone has the opportunity to get involved in that ETH Denver energy as well.
Good point. I'm actually more and more bullish on ETH Denver. I mean, it's big every year, but I think this is going to be the biggest year yet. And the fact that we have a delegation going and you guys have been pushing for that and it's happening, I think it's gonna be big. So I had a call last week with Aragon, which is interesting because that's kind of our origin story, right? The ghost bonding curve literally comes from Aragon, and just had to make them aware of like what may or may not happen there. And it was kind of synchronicity. Like, they actually reached out, and the reason they did is they're launching some new stuff here in the near future, and they're going to be making, I think, a few announcements at ETH Denver. So I've put them in touch with Jason from Pixelcraft, and then Hefe, Mycelium, all you guys, No Futuristic, all you guys going to Denver. You guys are going to have to definitely link up with them, because I think that's one of many examples of like some really big stuff that's going to be happening in Denver. And as Aavegotchi DAO, if we're not messing around with Aragon and what they're bringing, or at least exploring it and considering it, then, you know,
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's something we talked about last night, is building an outreach list. And so that's something we'll be looking into this week, is researching everybody that's going to be there, that's going to be relevant to our mission here, and getting them on our outreach list, and making sure at least someone from our crew is reaching out to them saying, hey, look, you know, we're being sent by Aavegotchi DAO. We're there to kind of promote the best parts of Aavegotchi, you know, highlight some synergies, and maybe we can plan to meet up at some point. You know, there's a lot of events, a ton of events that have shown up in this last week that are going to be happening at ETH Denver and around ETH Denver too, like hacker houses and whatnot. So we're planning to hit up a whole bunch of different venues to make these connections.
That's cool. I hear Lost Local, aka Jason. He's got an event or a venue booked for you guys and everybody to host an Aavegotchi kind of meetup. And from what I'm seeing, like, you know, Aragon, they want to come through. Some others want to come through. It's probably, I don't know how big that coffee house is. You guys might want to upgrade venue.
It's a beast. It's a beast. Take the whole thing over.
It's actually a good point, brought that up because I think this might be a good time to like kind of ask. We are currently in the process of like going through the menu for the coffee house. So we're trying to come up with cool names because we have
Oh
control
yeah.
of the naming of
Mm,
items on the menu. So I
I'll
don't
pull
know if
it up
anybody,
right now here. If you I'll drop it in chat.
yeah,
that's
perfect.
fun.
So if you have any cool like gotcha themed names, like we were trying like a cortado, we just could not get anything for that cold brew. Like we're
That
not,
was tough.
yeah. So we're brainstorming here, trying to get this menu together. I'd like to say on the media side, we were able to source out the equipment that we're going to rent. We haven't rented it yet, but we've already picked out all the equipment. So a lot of that stuff is like in place. We have the stickers on the way. Actually, Lost Local dropped a tweet yesterday showing some of the stickers on Twitter. I don't know if anybody can share that, but we got yeah, we're moving forward and we're getting ready to really knock this out. We were talking about it yesterday because ideally I want to try to connect with some other communities while we're there. And you know, it's Denver. It's probably going to be cold and snowy. I want to try to organize like a snowball fight or something. You know, like
Yeah.
who takes it and just start making some kind of some content that synergizes more than just Aavegotchi. We get some more eyes. Maybe you go. We're also going to be trying to find Sandeep. I don't even know if he's going to be there, but that's going to be the goal. We're going to be questioning everybody from Polygon, like where's Sandeep? Where's your Aavegotchi? It's going to be fun.
Dude, it's gonna be so good. I see avocado. I'm so upset. I went last year and like I was you guys weren't there. Let's just put it that way. So this looks so good. Avocado. So good,
Yep.
phase.
I'm gonna have to dig back down through and track all these great suggestions here. Some good stuff coming through. It's the power of the organization.
I just
We
threw up
also have some stickers, by the way, some great community design stickers. So shout out to all the artists who like took the call and put up some designs. I'm sure somebody will drop them into the chat soon.
Are we ready
Yeah.
to talk about that? Yeah, you want to talk about that, Hefe?
About the sticker contest.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the sticker contest is pretty much wrapped up now. Actually, I did not get the tally form together for that.
That's all right.
But
So let's verbalize it. Yeah, we'll get a tally form going here. So we've got all of our submissions in. Submissions closed last night with the GMI call. Wonderful submissions from community artists. I'm dropping it right here in chat. What our selection panel looks like. We need to settle our production plans for stickers. And so we're going to select, I think arbitrarily, we're looking at 5 just budget wise. So 5 of these are going to be selected for sticker rolls, and we're going to get some runs made, and those will be immortalized in history as physical Denver stickers. The other designs won't disappear, though. They'll stay in the vault and will likely be produced at some point in time in other throwback type fashions. But Hefe will be working on putting together a tally form here pretty soon, and we'll get some anonymous submissions of which ones of these speak to you, and then we'll get our production plans settled for our sticker runs too. So just thank you for everybody that contributed to this. Pretty much all of the Fake Gotchi core kings are stepping up to the plate for us.
I think we had in total 14 entries for the sticker contest, which is really cool to see that much effort come out of the sticker contest. And so another thing to mention is the 5 selections for stickers will each make sure we get you guys 50 ghost as a bounty, as token of appreciation. But I'm just so impressed by the level of artwork and effort that went into that. And we're gonna have some really great stickers, community derived stickers for Denver. So that, in addition to, I just dropped a little GIF file there that Gotchi Bulls made up. But actually, what that is, it's a prototype for the Eat Denver stamp. It's a 1-of-1 stamp that I got made, like rubber stamp with an ink pad. And I'm going to be stamping the swag bags, the goodie bags that we're going to be giving away at the coffee shop. So each one will be hand stamped by myself. And then we're gonna load it up with all the goodies, the stickers, and I think there's some pins and some other great things that are gonna be included in this baggie. And we'll be giving those away at the coffee shop event. So Gotchi Bulls went and took that and turned it into a cute little animation, which I thought's really cool. And yeah, I'm really stoked for that coffee shop event. I think Lost Local, he really did us a solid in picking a really good venue. Lots of traffic there.
Yeah, and I just dropped in, me and Gotchi Bulls at the same time dropped in this video. We were last night very quickly. I was asking because we want to have intro and outro bumps for some of the videos we're going to make, the live streams, and we kind of we were asking about it last night, and within moments, Gotchi Bowls banged out this little this animation that we're going to use. So thank you, Gotchi Bowls. You're always OG artists in the community, and you're just like rocking it. Thanks so much.
Yeah, these stickers are all awesome. So cool. I love Snack. We're gonna have to make Snack happen, guys. At some point.
So much good stuff happening. Another thing I wish we could share, but we're not quite finished with, is at Pixcraft we've been working on some real life wearables for shop.aavegotchi.com again, and it's the last of the winter theme for 2023. So there's going to be some real sweet goodies that are available for ETH Denver, but also for anybody that needs a little bit more warm clothes this year. So I was hoping we could share something right now, but it's not done. But can guarantee, can confirm, we're gonna have some awesome Gotchi Gang wearables here in the very near future. So be on the lookout. Be ready for that. Prepare accordingly.
Were there some rumors I heard about patches? Are there going to be some patches? Because I have a jacket, a specific jacket that I'm wearing for Eat Denver, and it would look so good with an Aavegotchi patch on it. I'm definitely looking at that.
There's going to be pants, shirts, patches, all of that. It's actually going to be a good variety of options. Yeah, super classic patch. I'm a sucker for patches personally. Like anytime you can get, like stickers are great, but there's something about a patch because they're so durable.
It brings me back to when I was a Boy Scout as a kid. We used to trade our different, like we go to like these it's called the National Order of the Arrow. They would have like a convention, and it would just be all these kids trading the patch for their local Boy Scout troop or their district. And it was so I literally held on to those for like 20 years. So anything like that really for us collectors is going to be huge.
If you get to my Tacoma and you look up in the upholstery of the headboard, you'll see every patch of every park or any place I've ever been in that truck that offers patches.
Yeah, I gotta tempt things down though. If you're bringing that jacket, Hefe, just for the patch, better hold off. I just got DM that won't be done by ETH Denver. So there's the FUD for the day. That's going to be more like early March, first week March. So it's going to happen, but it's not going to be ETH Denver. But everything else, the clothes, everything we're prepping, the merch, it's all going to be ready for ETH Denver, but not the patch.
Oh man, you're filming Dr. Wagme his Aavegotchi tattoo in Denver.
Oh, guys, I wish I could be there with you. Is everybody on stage going? Anthony, are you going?
Oh yeah, I'll be there.
Okay. I just want to make sure. Anthony, Hefe, I know you're going to McAllen, obviously. No futures. Dang, all you guys are going. Just Coder, Dan, and I, not the only ones on stage.
Yeah, we're gonna have to make it. We got to do more after second half of the year.
How many Gotchi Gang does it take to equal the Gotchi devs?
Oh, actually, speaking of devs, another little addition to our crew here. We got Diddly Poo and Dr. Wagme, who will also be repping Aavegotchi strong in Eat Denver. And Diddly Poo is also going to be our kind of our technical guy in terms of if there's devs interested with specific building on the diamond standard and whatnot, he's kind of going to be the expert there. So I'm very thankful to have those two guys there as well to help us with the
Totally.
connecting and spreading Aavegotchi knowledge.
I'm super glad to hear that because ETH Denver in particular is very dev focused. And so the fact that all you guys are going to be able to be there, and also if like something technical comes up or there's an opportunity to talk with whatever, something to build, Diddly Poo's going to be there. I think that's really important, and totally support that. I think that's a big. It's necessary. At least one dev from Aavegotchi DAO needs to be sent, and
They were inspired to see the opportunity, see the potential, jump on the bandwagon, and make it happen. Join the war team here.
How about the D work? God, we need the D work. For the love of God.
Yeah.
I will
Actually,
say,
so
working
the
hard on
first
these backends.
Yeah, so I was gonna say with D-Work, it is actually up and running right now, you guys. You can check out. There's something I have put out regards to submitting bounties, and we're not relying on the community to submit bounties because we have a couple that we're coming up with on our own. But we put it out there for community submitted Eat Denver bounties. If you have a really good idea that you think we could offer developers at Eat Denver, we're actually taking community suggestions through D-Work right now, so you can check out the thread. There's a thread in the DAO forum here where it has all the instructions that you need to submit a bounty entry if you have a really good idea, and that'll show up in the suggestions section on DWork, and we can actually all go through as Gotchi gang and upvote the ones we like best. You know, if there are many suggestions coming through, and then we've also put a suggestion out there for a bounty. If we do convert your bounty suggestion to Eat Denver, you know, there's going to be some ghost in it for you there. So a little incentive to get something in there. Yeah.
So an incentive to come up with the idea and contribute it. And then obviously whoever does these bounties, there's got to be a bounty waiting for them at the end. So is this part of the recently passed DTF part 2, or where's the funding coming from, or is there a funding issue? Because
yeah. So I
wasn't
mean,
aware.
there's yeah. So as far as like getting the incentivizing the bounty ideas, we requested a bounty budget as part of our Eat Denver plans, and we said that was going to be an open pool for various different bounties, and so this is the first of that. But in regards to actually offering the bounty, we're going to have to put through a funding request, you know, to make sure that we have money available to pay out for these bounties once they're done. And so, you know, once we figured out which bounties we want to offer at Eat Denver, I'm hoping to figure that out by the end of this week. There's at least 1 to 2 that we're going to have on our own, and so then we'll be offering that through the Biddle-a-thon platform, and they have a whole like standardized rubric and everything for marking these, and that'll be our way to kind of offer something to devs, something for devs to do at Eat Denver. We also have Mike Callum as an official Eat Denver judge, right? You're a bounty judge at Eat Denver, so that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
You mean, what do you mean you're a bounty judge? Bounty for who? What bounty? Like
For the build-a-thon itself. Yeah, for the ETH Denver event proper, for the Sunday, March 5th overview of the entire whole blowout.
Hell yeah, that's awesome. All right, well, 5 stars to anybody that does anything Aavegotchi related or Polygon related. Obviously,
Well, that's exactly. We're going to be pilling all these folks. Every one of these hacker houses we crashes, the first pitch is whatever you're working on, stop.
That's awesome. Cool. Well, I didn't realize you guys had actually earmarked aside funding for the DWork board. I think that's huge, because I was going to say, like, Dan and I were talking earlier, we're like, if there isn't funding for a DWork board and it's going to take 2-3 weeks to get that done, I mean, as a stopgap, if Pixelcraft's got to put in a little bit, fine. We just have to. There's no way we go to ETH Denver and not have the DWork with 3 to 5 basic things funded that people, when you guys go and talk to people and be like, hey, you can jump in right now, just go to DWork and like you can start, whether it's dev, like coding related, or like Dan was just saying, it could be even something as simple as, and this would probably be something more appropriate for people that are familiar with Aavegotchi, but somebody having a bounty to put together kind of an introduction to Aavegotchi. That's actually something that could really be prioritized and done before you guys go to Denver. That's the kind of tools and stuff we need as soon as possible. So Yeah, cool. If it's funded, that's great.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, anybody curious, check out that thread in the DAO forum and get your submissions in because, yeah, I think it's gonna be really exciting to have a few different bounties we can talk about and showcase our protocol. So,
Is one of the sorry, is it under DAO form as one of the like special, sub proposals here? I see infinity keys. Oh, there it is. Okay. ETH Denver
ETH
builder
Denver
bounties.
Biddler bounties, yeah, and it has a DWork link there, and so when you go to DWork, you'll click into it and you'll see a suggestions tab there. And everybody should have
Okay.
permissions to access the suggestions tab. Once you click suggestions, a thing will pop up. It'll be like a template, and it'll give you all the information that you need to create this ETH Denver bounty with a template at the bottom that you can kind of use to fill things in. And then we can take that, we can iterate on it. And I'm hoping we get quite a few submissions. But then we can take a look at it and say, okay, which ones do we actually want to get funded and offer as an official bounty at Denver? And then we would get those registered. They would be up on the Biddle-a-thon platform. So anybody that has access to it there, like any dev, will be able to see that as an Aavegotchi bounty. And they'll be able to take those on. And then in addition to that, we can also market those bounties like you're suggesting, which I think is it would be a good idea to do that as well, to get people directed over there. Yeah, and then in terms of assessing the work that's been done, Diddley Poo says he's happy to assess like the technical quality of the work that's being done also for submissions. So it's starting to come together here, and I think by the end of the week we'll have some really good fleshed out bounties.
That's great news. I think you guys are on the right track here. So, if Diddley everybody, but Diddley especially may have some ideas about not just reviewing things, but like he can think ahead to what he would like to review, and it might become one of the
Yes,
top ideas that Mike Gallium's shared. So let's try to
absolutely.
get ahead of it and just make what we want.
Absolutely.
If it just kind of plays to your kind of master vision, right? Is we'll have some pre-work done. So when we show up at ETH Denver, we have things and goodies to show folks, direct engagement opportunities that are relatively lightweight but meaningful right then and there. And you were talking about this potential of letting that like spawn out into a proper hackathon or build-a-thon that comes back home with us basically. And then after ETH Denver, and we've inspired some of these devs, we can talk about different funding, kind of actual progress, products and projects, ideas. It's just one phase at a time. And one thing for me too is like a lot of this delegation that's going to ETH Denver, we are not the complete knowledge base of the Gotchi gang. And so this last sprint, we've got about 2 weeks here till we're there. We need everyone's help on ideas. What are the things that are the pitches? What are the things that people like? What are the things that people wish were better? What are your bounty ideas? Helping with the coffee menu, all these things. It serves the whole community. It's not something that we're going to be able to wrap our whole arms around because there's just so much happening right now to advertise and advocate. We're just the conduit that will help explain it.
What about like there's a lot of non-devs too. So like when you guys, I'm just curious, like when you meet someone in real life, okay, you know that they're not a bot, so you know that they're a real person. Could people make some fake gotchi art or something? Or maybe we could have like a ghost bounty and just say, hey, like if you do this right now, jump into our Discord, go onto your Twitter, and like maybe there's a post or something they can retweet. And we got this it's kind of like a POAP, but it's actually worth something. Like maybe we could do a fake gotchi drop or something. It's like a POAP that has a little bit of value to it. Or we could do like a ghost bounty or something to them. Just
So
like right there, just go and grab people and be like, hey, if you want to do this, we'll give you 10 ghosts right now. Just like go and join our Discord. There could be like super basic quests.
Well, I don't know how much you know of it, but we were actually already talking about something like that, but maybe like doing a crossover with the Lens team because we're pretty close with them on the back end, and we could do some Lens activations. Go get your Lens count, follow us, XYZ. The other thing that we've talked about is finding an in real life artist there and publishing them into fake gotchis whilst at the event, getting them into the queue and getting some design work pushed. So yeah, you are definitely correct. There are some things we're thinking of better. We talked about like a sticker find. We're going to slap around some stickers in the in real life venue and go selfie with the sticker and put that on social, and then that can get you some goodies. So also like folks like OGG and Leonardo DeGacci, it feels like y'all maybe missed the news about the sticker design on the front end there. There's still going to be some other like needs. There's going to be some more design needs as well from the greater communities. Lots of opportunities there. But yeah, those are the right ideas, Dan.
Yeah, we were also talking about partnering with with they are gotcha. I know Chair
Infinity Keys.
Yeah, both member with us, so we're hoping that maybe we'll work something out that they do a specific Aavegotchi quest or what they do there. Hopefully, we can work that out.
Yeah, like Coder Dan, having these little missions could be really helpful for engagement, getting people excited about Aavegotchi. Even if it's something small, it gets people engaged. And so Infinity Keys is doing something great there. They got some funding from our DAO, and so I think there will definitely be many opportunities for like Aavegotchi themed missions, not only through Infinity Keys, but kind of like what McCallum's saying, these like social engagement things, take a picture with a sticker, that sort of thing. And we're going to get people excited about this.
Can you hear me? Is that better?
Yeah, you're coming through.
Okay, yeah, I'm just figuring out Discord sound settings, just messing me up.
One other thing I'll put out there that was brought to my attention that when I had those calls with Aragon, there's the DAO Global Hackathon that's going to follow ETH Denver shortly after, just like maybe the week after. And it's going to run for like 3-4 weeks. It's like an online virtual hackathon. It's, I think, the second time they've done this. So there's been a DAO Global Hackathon once before, and this will be the second one like this. And they have a few different tracks, but I think I'm free to share one slide from this. So I'm going to just share one slide that kind of gives perspective. What's that?
Make it the most important slide. If you only get to share one.
Yeah, I know. This is like kind of sums it up. So like, here's the benefits. So we could promote our brand, obviously, and get more visibility. We're kind of in the mix with all the other big DAOs. And then there's the expand your ecosystem part, where I think is the key for us: source talented developers, and we could try to do more with that and grow our network. So like, to me, it's all about getting more devs, more builders, everybody in Aavegotchi DAO. The problem is like we can't have Aavegotchi DAO and like all the devs are at PC, Pixelcraft, or we just have Diddly Poop. And I love Diddly Poop, but we need like a lot of devs, and so. And we also need to think about what is the DAO's mission statement, which I know you guys have been working on and like going back and forth on. There's a lot of ways to go with that. It's an important question. And so it's a lot to think about, but if there's interest with this, we can help facilitate that. And it would be something that kind of follows on from ETH Denver. So Aragon's going to make their big announcement at ETH Denver for basically this new product. It could be something for on-chain voting. I can say that much. That would be useful for Aavegotchi DAO. We could at least consider it as an option for on-chain voting. And then, we could also join this DAO Global Hackathon, and we can actually basically make our own bounties and put them in front of a much wider audience through here. So we have our D work, we have our bounties for that. And then if we can think of a couple of things that we really, really want, and we really think those are good examples of things that would attract other developers to come in and start building with Aavegotchi, then this might be worth our time. If we can't figure that out and the timing's just not right, we're just not there yet, then that's okay too. But I wanted to put it in front of you guys and give you something that is has been put in front of me, and really, if we can, why wouldn't we? We should be able to take advantage of this. And for context on costs, there's like obviously with these things, there's always different levels of cost and sponsorships. I'm just looking here real quick. Long story short, there's 4 levels, and they range everywhere from like a few $1,000s up to like $20,000, and there's 4 levels, so you can kind of fill in the gaps there. But yeah, the point is the most important part here is if it was something we wanted to have the DAO sponsor, you do have some time here, I think, for SIG Core Prop to actually get funding for this. And if it's something interesting, reach out to me and I can help get the details necessary to, at least make a coherent kind of SIG Core Prop. And yeah, we should be focused on attracting more devs to Aavegotchi. That's kind of the base statement.
I just want to follow one more thing here real quick, just talking to Denver, Fake Gotchi engagements, things like that. Faye said something here in chat. Oh, dang, Soju just released the rain, hanging out here at the Peppa Gotchi parcel. This is lovely. But Faye's mentioned in chat that he's got a Fake Gotchi burn card that he'd be willing to talk about for, getting a ETH dev artist onboarded. And it's got me thinking, because GMI's also got one or two Fake Gotchi burn cards allocated for that same purpose. And I'm wondering if we couldn't crowdsource more Fake Gotchi burn card, essentially publishing sponsors. And so that way, if we find multiple interesting artists who seem intrigued by it and want to be published, we could link them up with a established Aavegotchi ecosystem publisher that's sponsoring a burn card for an ETH Denver artist. And we could make those two things come together. So that way we could do this more than just once. Maybe there's a whole mess of artists that we could publish while we're there.
I like that. That's pretty cool.
Gotchanomics is a great idea there in the chat. It says, what about a game jam with the winner of the game, with the winning game getting a DAO grant of, a specific amount broken down into payments, sent based on project deliveries, kind of like you built your MVP, but the entry comes with a roadmap and a path to execute on a fully built out game. I think that could be really interesting. Like another game jam in general, like that's a great idea. And I like the idea of having a hackathon after ETH Denver because it could also be a great olive branch to developers that we meet at ETH Denver. Hey, look, we do have these bounties here at ETH Denver, but if you're looking to be even more involved in Aavegotchi, we got Gotchi Chain coming down the line, but we also got this hackathon. We're doing this game jam hackathon, and then show them all the entries from the last one and kind of get that olive branch, a way to kind of follow up after ETH Denver would be really interesting.
Yeah, totally. And just want to say, I love the generosity that's coming through in the chat here. People are like, hey, if this helps adoption and brings talent, like willing to donate. So Faye's shout out, Dr. Wagner with ATF mentioning they've got 50 plus burn cards. That's significant. Coder Dan as well. Pretty wild.
We
Also,
appreciate that.
So there you go. I'll put a spreadsheet together for this outreach, and we'll start kind of putting a basket together of Fake Gotchi burn card depth and sponsors, and then that way, our job on the field will be finding those people to Gotchi Pill and make it happen, and take advantage of this opportunity that you guys are making available.
Yeah, good idea, Coder Dan. Like just the thought of, and maybe this isn't original, but in general, the fake Gotchis are one of our best outreach tools because you are able to do 100 editions of any piece of art. You can do a lot of different things with that in terms of airdrops, giveaways, gifts, prizes.
I mean, one option would be, if it's just if it's like a really nice fake Gotchi, you say, hey, if you buy an Aavegotchi right now on the bazaar or wherever we're listed at that time, I'll give you this fake Gotchi. Like you do it right there. Like take them through the whole process, and it's like an incentive for buying a Gotchi that they're gonna be able to use anyway. And then hey, I'll throw in this card for you, like right there. Boom, we can make it happen.
We can social campaign that too, right? Is that if you're at Eat Denver and you purchase, that's easy just to Twitter campaign that. If you're at Eat Denver and you buy an Aavegotchi, you need to find this crew because these guys will get you hooked up with your extra special.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
shit like
take
that
them
is
on.
like that really will drive a lot of people to be like, all right, you know what? I've been wanting to get an Aavegotchi. Screw it. These guys are going to give me like this cool art piece too. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, people
Yeah,
like
my
Faye
colleague,
jumping up.
that's the kind of thing that like Magic Eden would probably retweet or whatever support in some form online and offline. So it's a win-win for if we're not doing it alone, but we're doing it with these other marketplaces that are, listing Aavegotchis. That could be pretty powerful. And they're going to be at East Denver, so you guys will probably be hanging out with them a lot anyway.
Good ideas, guys. Really good stuff. And this is the fun, right? We're hitting that time.
Yeah, IRL events are super fun. We definitely want to do more of them. Like, there's a lot of really cool events. The Gotchi gang, we got the gang. We just need to get the booths and get the events and stuff. It's definitely like something we want to do more this year for sure.
And before I miss all this opportunity, generosity, and stuff, anyone that's got any desire to participate in this group effort of supportive assets or sponsorships, a burn card or something, please DM me. Just shoot me a DM real quick so I can get it stacked, and then I'm gonna aggregate it into a spreadsheet after the fact. But I don't want to miss the opportunity while y'all are sitting in here right now. So just ping me so that way I know you're interested, and we'll follow up on the details after the fact.
I have an unrelated question, only because we're not going to be able to address it tomorrow. But Coder Dan and Jesse, or everybody on stage, who are you picking for the Super Bowl?
The home team.
I don't even know, man. I don't follow it.
Yeah, same.
Oh, that dude.
Bro, I live in Singapore. I have no idea who is in the Super Bowl.
Oh man,
I don't know. I don't have time for that. Are you kidding me? I really don't know. I think the Eagles are in it, right? Philadelphia.
Yeah, it's Eagles versus the Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is funny because I actually came in second for my fantasy football this year. So for me to say I have no idea what's going on.
No idea, bro.
I'm not for the Chiefs. So there we go. Anybody but the Chiefs. I'm for the underdog.
Yeah,
Only because of my fantasy league, I lost to what's his name, the quarterback for the Chiefs. He's the one that beat me. Crushed me. Yeah, but it's funny. I don't watch any football, and I think I give credit to crypto, just like crunching the numbers. I just run the numbers, and I'm like, yep, I'll play these guys this week, and I do okay.
Lost Local makes a good point. They banned crypto ads from the Super Bowl this year.
Oh man, no Matt Damon.
Wait, wasn't there like that guy on Twitter? Didn't he want to make like a Super Bowl ad? I was waiting to see how that happened. There was like the super like kind of cringe guy that's always like talking about his Digis. I always forget the name. It was like Digis something. Yeah, Gabrielle. I thought they were gonna do like if he was like gonna do a big Super Bowl ad.
Oh, is that the guy who runs around with his shirt off all the time?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Gabriel Haynes.
He's like doing a bunch of. He's always doing like these weird giveaways with like a bunch of his NFTs and stuff. I don't really get it what he was trying to do, but he was supposed to do a big Super Bowl campaign. That's crazy. They banned them though. That sucks.
Yeah, Trina, you're right. That did not age well.
I've got 6 FTX fortune cookie slips sitting here next to my desk as a memorial.
one other thing happening a week from today. So we haven't done a good parade in a while, like organized a parade. Maybe next week is the time to do it. We are organizing a kind of like Polygon is going to bring in a ton of. They're going to promote. We'll see how many come in, but they're going to promote the Gotchiverse next week. This time next week, they asked when
really?
could they promote Gotchiverse, and we said Saturday, 2 p.m. UTC. That's the best time. So they're going to do a kind of check out Aavegotchi and the Gotchiverse 1 week from today. We'll publish more details on it in the week ahead, but basically, heads up, we're all the ones that are here on a Saturday night. This time next week, there will be a few strangers among us. So,
It's actually really good timing.
Very cool.
We were I can drop a little alpha here. This week we were supposed to have a pretty major feature live. It needs one more week for some final QA, unfortunately, but it was supposed to be live today or yesterday. But we finally got Alchemica deposits and withdrawals live in the Gotchiverse. Something we've been doing for quite a few months now, and so that is going to enable a ton of cool stuff. So next week we should have the ability to actually drop Alchemica from a personal wallet. You'll deposit it into the game, and you can drop it in the game, and like people can come and pick it up. And we have a new feature called Super Chat that you'll be able to basically send a global message when you do that. So I have no idea how you guys are going to use it, but it's going to be super fun to try and see how the community reacts to it and see what happens. And we'll probably iterate on it a little bit, but we've been wanting to get this out for a long time. So I think next week it's going to line up exactly with that. That's going to be exciting.
Nice.
Yeah, like I think there's all sorts of cool stuff. Like imagine you're doing like an event on your parcel. You can put out a super chat. Everyone will see it. They'll be like, "Hey guys, over in." You can like list the name of your bounce gate so people know about it, and you can drop some Alchemica. People will start flocking over there.
Yeah, this is like the worldwide broadcasting system plus the ability to finally drop Alchemica and as you see fit within the world, which really makes a lot of sense. You should be able to do that, right? You can pick it up all the time. Now you can put it down. So, and
that's this is just the first of many features that we have that are related to like using Alchemica actually in the game. So I should clarify though the Alchemica that your Gotchi picks up is going to stay with your Gotchi. So if you want to drop Alchemica in addition to what your Gotchi has, you can't drop it from your Gotchi pocket. You gotta because that affects all sorts of like lending stuff. So we just made the decision to say, let's just make it easy. If you want to drop Alchemica, it comes from your kind of player wallet, and we have an entire new HUD, like a UI that we've been working on that's going to be pushed to the Gotchiverse, the Citadel, and the Arena, and like a new spawn screen, tons of new stuff that's been in development for like a couple months now. That's finally ready to be released. So it's gonna be awesome. For if Polygon's coming in, they're gonna be doing a big show. Yeah, we're gonna have a lot to show them.
Yeah, and real quick, guys, just before we get too excited, so our CMO Nigel just corrected me. It is 2 weeks from today, not 1 week.
Oh,
we
even
are
better.
Super early. We've got some time to prep for it, but yeah, Polygon's going to be coming in and promoting a kind of tour of the Gotchiverse day on the 25th. So 2 weeks from today. So yeah, that's even better. You know, let's get it all out next week. Work through the kinks, do all that stuff, and then we'll see where we are with what we're shipping on the 25th. And anyway, let's have a big parade and a bunch of stuff to do.
That's Eat Denver Saturday, man. This is all gonna just line up magically.
Yeah, it's gonna be
live from Gotchi Lodge.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh my gosh, that's also the same weekend of Polycon. So the Polygon convention is also happening virtually on the same weekend. So there's ETH Denver, there's Polycon, and Polygon supporting the Gotchiverse all on 24/25. That's like,
Whoever you pray to, please thank them because it's working.
it's going to be a very busy end of the month. So I was really excited to get in touch with some of the organizers of PolyCon, and we were going to go in and just get like a booth or something, but we'll have more announcements here soon. But it looks like it's going to be kind of a whole area dedicated to Aavegotchi, themed on Aavegotchi. We're going to go kind of do a little extra to make sure it's like Gotchiverse themed, and we're trying to figure out what else we want to do in there. But there's some room for some content. So 24/25 Polycon, we definitely are going to have a presence. When you see stuff about Polycon going on Twitter, definitely know that Aavegotchi is going to be a part of it, and we'll be also amplifying it. Holy cow, end of February is just going to be nuts.
I'm
You
just
got
thinking
too much
about that
going
right
on.
now. I'm looking at my calendar. I'm like, holy, this is gonna be it's gonna be fun, but it's gonna also be a grind.
Yeah, if you guys have to hold down the in real life stuff and some of the people in the audience get to do the virtual side, there's something for everybody. So
Yeah.
well,
That's a good way to
Polygon,
look at it.
we got to get a fake Gotchi's booth going. We got an Aavegotchi booth going. We're going to try to like spread out the area and support and highlight a bunch of things happening in the Gotchiverse.
Conquer. Oh man, you got a new #1 on the BRS leaderboard right now. Who's met Artemis? That friend looks dangerous.
Oh,
That's a cool name.
Artemis. Yeah.
Good scouting there, Troy.
Someone mentioned Nigel. I don't know if he's still on the call. If he wants to come up and say hi to you guys, I don't know if he's still around or not. But yeah, you guys have everyone knows Nigel. He's been crushing it with just like 2 weeks into his time so far, and we already got Sandeep tweeting about us, and lots of good stuff going on, right?
I've been on the call the whole time, guys. I got kicked out at the beginning. I was going to step in with the Twitter Spaces alpha, but yeah, you guys sound like you had it all kind of like planned out. You were chatting it through, like how do we pipe it in and stuff like that. And then I got booted out, so I had a solution, but yes, it's left me now. But yeah, Sandeep's just gone off on his own. That's nothing to do with me. He's rekindled his love for the project after hooking up with Jesse in real life, and Jesse's just clearly just we've just facilitated that ability for him to rekindle his kinship with his Gotchi. But yeah, but it's popping off, guys. Everyone on the call, I think I see a few messages in the weekly chat. Time is now. Time is now. It's funny. A couple of job roles back, the tagline I came up for the brand was "Now's the time," and that was like about 3-4 years ago. And this feels very much like now's the time for Gotchi Gang. So we are taking over. So for everybody who's not on the ship, get on the ship because the sales are gonna blow. But yeah, it's a very fun time, and I can't see what happens. I can't wait to see what happens next. I'm so grateful as well to be part of it too.
Circle it back to the program, right? Because with this much enthusiasm, this much energy, everyone feels. If you feel what you feel right now, then pay attention to this curve vote right now. Our proposal for this locking of the curve. This is extremely prudent, extremely relevant to the times. Make your own decisions, ask questions about it, because it's not as dangerous or scary when things are good. And so if everyone's feeling this damn good, then it's something to consider.
Yeah. It's like a do your own research type thing for any like new folk coming on board, or like aping in and seeing us for the first time. But yeah, for sure, I think that there's going to be that we're scoping out and looking at a clear program of either content marketing and other content asset pieces, so that everybody kind of can is fully informed of everything that's going on. Everything's transparent, but at the same time, I saw a great post earlier that like, yeah, Utes are just completely, on it, focusing on their brand and their presence. And I think, the entry point, almost like the gateway for a lot of new people coming into this, is going to be their gotchi, right? So I think, we've got so many avenues and um, so many things being shipped, so many ways that you can, join the community and get involved. But yeah, I think whoever is going to make that PDF or that slideshare or whatever from the community side will be really useful, because it's a great little if it's not already on the wiki. I could be wrong. There's so much content on the wiki, so I've been devouring it for the last 3 weeks. But I think, yeah, that kind of that early start onboarding piece, and helping others and new friends come on board is going to be kind of critical. And especially with the Game On with Polygon activity in 2 weeks time, we could potentially have droves and thousands or hundreds coming into our ecosystem. So we want to give them, a pleasant experience, welcome them with open arms, but also give them the tools as well if they're feeling a little overwhelmed and not quite getting the lingo yet, and and the in jokes and other things that make this community so strong. So I think, any kind of tools there, I'm happy to reach out to me or anyone on the team, and we can help get that up and running, because I'd love to. I think it comes, sometimes it's best coming from the community, and that because you guys have all been there, done that, and felt if there were pain points, those type of pain points, and then we can help other friends get onto the ship as well. So yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of information, but yeah, we've got a plan, an editorial calendar, many avenues and channels that people will discover us, as well as be informed about what's happening in the Gotchiverse. So Gotchiverse, so I think there's plenty to come. I've got my work cut out for me, but so as a team, so of us all in the community, and within real life events and virtual events. So yeah, it's plenty of cups of coffee, I think. And yeah, I love those coffee ideas as well that came through literally live during this call. So yeah, very creative bunch. Hats off to you guys.
We're a gaming platform, but we do not play, sir.
We don't mess about, right? Yeah,
That's right. Well said.
I love it.
Yeah, we've been going through so much in terms of revisiting like how we portray Aavegotchi, and who we are, and how we want to compare that to others. And Carlo, I say Carlo as I look here, Carlo 3000. I love that, but AKA Naito has been just instrumental in bringing that focus into point. So
thanks, man. Thanks, Jesse. Thanks, Dan. I think sometimes if you look at it in historically with brands, with from the olden days, like Coca-Cola and Pepsi, they always have, it's almost like a 7 to 10 year cycle when a brand needs to reevaluate, look inward, and say, who are we? What are we now? Now the generations have shifted, or audience have changed, and we're the OGs, but as well, and that's happened like literally within 2.5, 3 years, right? So, and that's massive. There's a lot of mileage in that. And just as everybody is recognizing from our friends at Polygon and from everyone else from other projects as well, it's just bubbling up. And I think it's a kind of almost like just a friendly reminder almost, and I think we're going to lean into that, because that's a strong place to be. There can only be one first. There can only be one the biggest. So that's where we're focused on. And I think that entry point, with your gotchi, getting on board, going to the bazaar, or wherever you find us on Magic Eden or any other marketplace, I think we want to have a strong visibility there, and so that it is accessible. And then when the curve's off and tokens free floating, that gives many people more accessibility to the gas token of our ecosystem going forward. So so exciting. So yeah, it's but the kind of work is starts now. It's always now. So what can we do now? And everybody here is super focused. Community ideas are fantastic. So yeah, it's just the force is strong here. Let's say that.
Yeah, and there's 2 points here. I see some comments coming in. Like Mike Kelly said, the best NFT project anywhere, and that hits super close to what we've been talking about in terms of there's kind of 2 big narratives emerging, and they've always been there. But like one is, we are the pixel kind of project that is OG to Polygon, right? We've been talking about that a lot tonight. But the other part is that we're really the most innovative NFT project on any chain anywhere. And if we own that, and we challenge anybody, like, show us another NFT project that's more innovative than us on any chain anywhere. You can't find it. And so that is something that is really impressive and something we have to embrace. And we can back it up. That's the key.
Space, yeah, most powerful rep in the space.
Yeah, totally. I love the friendliest. We are the friendliest in the space. We all respect each other. We have our differences, and we're a DAO. But I think in terms of what's the value prop is like, we're the most innovative and we're the first. So like, how often do you get those 2 things to combine?
Yeah, there's a lot
As
of
far
good
as-
answers here.
Yeah, I see a couple others coming through there, also interesting. Which I was going to say, like Nigel and Coderdan, and others on the team, we've all been going through the census that went out a few weeks ago. So if you're on the call and you filled out the census form, we really appreciate that. That's super valuable information. Nigel's been crunching the numbers. He loves the numbers. Nigel, do you have any comments on just like the data that you've seen coming through?
Second that. Yeah, I think that anybody who took the time out, I know it said, I think it was 7 minutes to get the census done, but some people from the data that Coda Dan told me were spending over 20 minutes on the census, and some maybe stepped away from the census and it took them 12 hours to complete it. But I think we appreciate everybody who dived in and gave some truly insightful answers. And I think it's stuff like that that makes, for someone like me who's got a marketing hat on, understand the needs of what the community is looking for, where they want to see it going next. And then that's the kind of collaborative process that I think that on our protocol and in our ecosystem that I've not really experienced anywhere else in any other projects that I've been involved in. That very, very close synergy between player, gamer, NFT asset owner, and the studio that are designing the foundations of the game or the ecosystem. So I think that feedback like this, it's a feedback loop. So I think the more feedback we get, the better we can make the experience, or hope to make the experience with you guys, and it goes like a cycle, right? So yeah, I've been poring over the data, looking at it, charting it up, and all that type of stuff, geeking out over it, really. But I think it's super valuable. So I just take my hat off to everybody who contributed to that, and I think it's a great initiative as well. It was lovely to have that, on day one, coming in and having that kind of that insight to work with. So yeah, appreciate it. And yeah, I think if that was fun for some of you, then we can certainly do it, half yearly, or it doesn't have to be annually. So and as things change so quickly, especially after potentially after the various proposals are approved, etc., then we can come back to that kind of census approach as well. But yeah, no, really, really super helpful. So thank you, everyone.
Hey Nigel, I'd like to ask if you can maybe glean some information out of the census. Like, what's the breakdown, if you know, of gotcha gang across the world? I know that we've spoken before. I'm an American, and I think we're a large part of the group. But I wonder how large, what are the biggest gotcha gang geographically?
Yeah, I'm just bringing it up now. I can screenshot into the weekly chat, but I'll drop that in. I think the age bracket is very, very interesting. It's 26 and above index is very high, and also everybody who has kind of answered as well is coming from a professional background as well. So it suggests to me that the people that are coming into the space or own a gotchi or more than one or several, they know they're smart people. So everybody here is a smart person. And I think um, in terms of regions, yeah, the states, it comes up quite highly. So does France actually, and a lot of the Western European countries too, but also Philippines and some areas of Asia and South America and Latam as well. So it truly is pretty global. So the primary language, I think, it's kind of, you can use your intuition. It's English, but French, German as well. So, and Turkish as well. So it's a very it's a global spread. So it is like it's a great thing to see. So that it's traveled borders and it's done the Web3 thing in Web3 ways, and it's really, really caught on globally. So yeah, I'll drop a chart. I'll drop one of these charts in the chat. Let me just get a screenshot here. But yeah, I don't think this is too sensitive information to share right now. But happy to give that insight.
Yeah, Choin, a good point. We do have a lot of Aussie friends and Kiwis. Yeah, this data has been really cool to look through, and also there were a lot of kind of more open-ended questions. Was like, how did you find Aavegotchi? What attracted you to it? That are definitely helping, like Nigel especially, and us, just to get a sense of like what is the part of Aavegotchi that everyone loves the most, and which going forward we want to keep honing in on our positioning, so that when we do go to like these conferences or we talk with media or we talk with other projects, we can give them a very concise pitch on what Aavegotchi is, because we're doing a lot of things in a lot of different ways, and it does sometimes depend on who you're talking to. You got to kind of tailor the pitch to them. But I think our core identity when we first started out was we're a DeFi, like a crypto pet with DeFi staked inside, basically. And that's definitely like the chorus of our core identity. But like, is that easy to market? Is it easy to get people excited about it? Kind of. It's not. I don't know. It's like going forward is that we need to decide on what we want to emphasize as a community going forward. Like what part of Aavegotchi is really going to stick in people's brains.
Yeah, that's it. It's clarity of message, isn't it? And I think as we get, speak more to the community, do more activities and initiatives like this, and marketing just starts to be much more relevant to the people that matter to us and the audience that matter to us, and then bringing them into our ecosystem, into our gotchi gang is key. We want other friendlies in our space, and it be relevant to them. So it's equally outbound as well as it is inbound, because some people, especially for other marketers, a lot of marketers say that you don't know what you need until you know, right? So, and I think once people really start to discover and really start to open their eyes, beyond the great community we already have, and the peripheries around Polygon and the other partners we have out there. When we broaden this out, it has potential, the like intellectual property potential of other huge, IP out there. It crosses borders. It's universally friendly and appealing in my eyes, in my opinion, and I believe in many of our opinion. That's why we're invested in and in this call today. And I think there's so much scope already with the the clothing line and everything else that Los Local is working on, and it's just there's so much scope for growth here. So it'd be really interesting to see in East Denver, the reception of the coffee, the stickers, everything else that's being distributed or shared out there, and just see like the in real life reaction to some of that merch. When I was with other projects, when I used to go to Binance events that they hosted around various cities in the world, the merch was the most sought after thing because Binance never sold the merch. It was just given to ambassadors, or you had to do something for the merch. So, for example, get a tweet retweeted 100 times or what have you. So there are opportunities here for our IP to be very either limited or not limited. It's for us to decide, how exclusive we want it. But I think, there's so much scope for many marketing opportunities, but also other product type opportunities that out of the digital space. But yeah, there's so much going on. I don't want to put too much ideas in people's heads. We got to get through February first.
Yeah, February is actually turned out to be, it's going to be a big month for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Hefe and Mike Callian, we should definitely make sure that when we are doing our onboarding and outreach at ETH Denver, like if we're giving away stickers or anything, that we request people to like on the spot tweet and follow the account. Like, hey, tweet out that you just got this. You can pressure people if we do it the right way.
I think it was Hardcore was talking about that. It's getting sticky with the social posts as the gate essentially to secure those kinds of little physical tokens and things like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great idea. And then if we got a hashtag as well, and then that way that I can or we can also aggregate that by just looking at the hashtag, looking how many people are adopting that, and then we can then create Twitter threads off the back of that and content off the selfies and all the other other things that are happening over there. So amplifying your activities and your on the ground activities. So yeah, that's a great idea.
We may have a string of hashtags to associate with. It's one that's maybe a little more Gotchi specific or whatnot, but the hashtag Gotchi Lodge 2023, we've been pushing that one pretty hard in all of our content thus far, and we'll maintain that one. And so if we can maybe associate some other zingers, and then we can have a kind of our hashtag string, we'll be in good shape. Hefe, the sticker production type form looks great. Go ahead and drop that.
All right, cool. I'm gonna drop it. Verify.
Yeah, maybe we should also say build with Gotchi instead of build with friends, because friends is kind of like general crypto.
Yeah,
Build with Gotchi or Gotchi gang.
Gotcha, gang.
Yeah, cafe event turned into builder cafe is what that one is. That's not build with friends anymore on that one. Build with friends can be a generic hashtag, but yeah, build with Aavegotchi could be one, or build with Gotchi could be one. There's definitely some crafting to do in that front.
Yeah, check out the sticker production survey. I just dropped it here. You guys verified it for me. Thank you. So just go through the survey. Those are all 14 entries, amazing entries for sticker designs that are going to be printed by GMI and distributed at ETH Denver, in addition to the stickers that we already have in production. So this is going to be really cool. We're going to have a lot of things to give away. And so, just pick your top 3 favorites there. And then we'll see what we get there. We'll see what the verdict is.
That's so cool. That looks so cool.
And this forum closes Tuesday, right?
Tuesday, you guys are going to be summarizing on A to Z on your podcast. That's where we'll wrap it up, and I think it's a good one to pay attention to, in my opinion.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah, if they both land, that's fine. They're two different color paths, and so they can have the same design, but just two different color paths. If that's what
Mhm.
the greater will is expressed.
Yeah, we want to leave that up to you guys. I think all the designs are great. So yeah, just vote on the ones that you like the most.
Will we
Nice.
just printing one sticker? I don't remember exactly what our plans are, or will we pick a couple of these that win and put a few into production?
Yeah, we're gonna pick 5. That's the goal.
Nice.
I need new stickers for my laptop, so this works.
Yeah,
Nice.
and whichever ones make it to the top, we'll make sure we consult with the artists, make sure they look good for the stickers and whatnot. Might make a few little tweaks, but for the most part, I think all the entries they're great. They're on point.
And I got one other little fun thing here. I'm dropping the image in chat. Inspired from Contact's Red Rock Gaki sticker. This is the sticker design that has the most, I think, realistic Gachi outfit, because I'm thinking about pulling off maybe a little in real life Aavegotchi cameo. And so I'm wondering if people think that that's even a good idea. Does that look like a realistic costume that I could probably pull off? If you saw that walking around East Denver, would it intrigue you? Am I going to get beat up? What's going on?
Context, just so I understand, we're thinking about for some man on the street stuff. We can dress them up as a gotchi and give them a sign saying free pets, and under pets it says hugs. Try to create some content and engagement with people like that. But the worry is that this costume can also be mistaken for certain hate groups in the U.S. So we got to make sure that it's very clear that it is a gotchi and not anything else.
That's a good point. Yeah.
We need a DAO built. We need the DAO to pay for like a Gachi mascot costume, so we can each pick one person that's gonna dress up every day at Eat Denver and have them as the Gachi mascot. I don't know what mascot
Man, yeah.
outfits go for these days, but we need one.
We got so close to making one of those at one of the conferences we did here in China. I think that's a great idea.
Right on, man. I'm doing it because I like it enough anyway. I'll be that guy. It's happening.
I mean, I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
we
you could do
we
it.
should make sure we get like a really well made one. I think, in my opinion, so it's like completely on brand, so we don't even run the risk of looking at as some other group that's completely has nothing to do with us. I think the idea of a DAO maybe funding something like that is seems
That would
reasonable
be
if we're
so
gonna have
fun.
a present at IRL events, right? If that's what we're aiming for, we should have something like that, in my opinion.
Yeah, and we can play around with the sign too, because the sign could be free pets, it could be hugs, it could be ask me about DeFi, stuff that's relevant to the crowd that we're going to be around in the at the conference, just to grab people over and get them talking and Gaki pill them very quickly.
Mascots don't even need to talk, right? You just
Exactly.
they just stand there and are freaking adorable. People will want to come up into it and hug it.
Yeah.
Imagine it's giving out little stickers too. Like, that's cool.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
That was my vision. Is the Gachi in Contact's sticker, if it goes to production, could be giving you like a self-portrait sticker. Like, this is me. Thank you, friend.
That's cool. Yeah.
Hey, just real quick too, major generosity here from one of our fellow Aavegotchi DAO directors, friend Choina just stepped up to big plate. He has access to 4 comped ski lift day passes for Breckenridge, which will be kind of happening right after Eat Denver for folks that are interested in that. They're valued at about $229 a piece. He's got 4 of them, and he just put those into the Gachi Lodge crew prize pool that we can figure out some kind of distribution mechanic while we're at East Denver.
Oh, dang.
So dropping it big style there. Thank you, Choina. That's what community looks like. And I'm gonna jump on my costume construction phase. I'll have to see what I can do around here ASAP, and we'll get the high end actual proper mascot deployment. I don't know if it'll be ready in time, honestly, because it sounds like Lost Local's got some good contacts and there's some paths to proper mascot dumb. But I'll see what I can do for a lightweight intro version.
We got to go hard this year. This is like the year of the Gotchi. There's going to be so much cool stuff coming out. I can definitely see a mascot or two running around at these events. if we're thinking of doing like if the sig prop for the kind of the 70-30 passes, we want to do more IRL events. Like that's, you meet so many cool people and make so many connections at these kind of events. We want to have booths and stuff where we're next to Polygon, and like there's so much cross marketing going on between them. So
Coder,
yeah.
I was gonna say, Coder Dan, you got me thinking about some ideas with this mascot, man. Like, we could have so this is a great opportunity for creating content too, because like I can imagine like us doing a series where we get this Aavegotchi mascot to go to really cool places like the subway, or it's like at a grocery store. You know,
Yeah.
it's just like walking around like buying groceries. It's like it would just get people's attention, man. Like it would just. I know we're like an eclectic bunch here. Like I would do that. I would have no problems doing that.
Maybe for good, we do
and-
like Shamu, where it exists in different places, right? If this design, if this costume design is sanctioned, and then we can produce a couple units in different locations, this little guy can be everywhere.
Yeah, we could have a whole video series of Gotchi goes to like this goes to Costco. Gotchi goes to Costco. You know, like it could be a thing. It could be some viral content.
You guys have seen that video where there's like it's like a cute kawaii mascot, and it's on the drums, and it just goes like absolutely insane playing the drums.
I have seen that. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I was gonna say get Zombie a guitar, man. Like him in that mascot costume, strumming away on his guitar. That's gonna be something.
There is a guitar at the Airbnb that we have secured, and I'll be bringing my guitar as well. I wanted to make sure we have a couple of instruments so we can catch some gotcha jams as well while we're there.
Yeah, I'm down to freestyle. You know me.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
This thing almost looks like a gotchi too. It's pretty similar.
That thing is so cool.
I think that's great. Yeah, content like this. I mean, this is what it's about. It's fun, right? And it's just sometimes you just need a just beat on these drums, right? But
This
yeah,
is the best video on YouTube as far as I'm concerned. This video, it's so good.
It's just good ideas, guys. Good stuff. I'm glad that this conversation came up. It's been something I've been thinking about. It just feels like we could pull it off well. I think it's just silly enough to be a blast and actually a good idea. Hey, T-Bird said something up here I don't want to miss either. Bufficorns would be a cool pet. So Forge Born. That's a really good idea for Bufficorn pet.
Yeah, imagine if we could get Bufficorn next to the gotchi. That'd be nuts. Hey, Jordan.
We can make that
happen. Let's get you up here. If you want to come on up, you can put your hand up. We'll get you on stage.
Real quick, Hefe, do we have like a preview for tomorrow, the DAO call?
Yeah. Let me go grab
a lot
that.
of stuff in the docket, looks like.
Yeah, let me go grab that. And meanwhile, we got Jordan up on stage here. Welcome.
Hello. You hear me all right?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh, sweet. Dude, I'm so pumped to be here. I'm just trying to learn as much as possible. Since I got the gotchi, I've just been like going through there's a lot. There is a lot to this world. So just trying to take it one day at a time. But super happy to be here and trying to pump some. Once I have a better understanding, I'm gonna try to make a video just explaining. I know it's going to be hard to do, but just explaining the gotchi verse, or at least parts of it, in like short form content, and hopefully that can onboard some MFers. But until then, working on some gotchi memes. They'll be on the lookout. But yeah, I just don't see much content besides the videos you guys got up. So I'd love to contribute. And yeah, just happy to be here. Hope everyone's having a chill Saturday.
Jordan, my man. Yeah, good point. I think we need more content, and it's because we have too many things going on. We have to like pick our battles. So um, it was great having you on the Spaces earlier this week, and super pleased to see you come through this weekend, man. You got a beautiful gotchi, sir.
It is quite beautiful. Super excited to have my nice little pet. Yeah.
Now, I gotta
pumped
ask you. Have
for
have
sure.
you experimented with the different slots? Are you like switching out wearables and all that, or
Not
you just
yet, man. If anyone here I see there's a lot of people in the audience. If anyone has time to maybe jump on a call with me at some point,
You gotta get
uh,
swarmed.
Yeah, bro. You're about to get inundated with so much information. Just drop me a DM. I can definitely got you pill you.
okay, that would be so awesome. I'm about to shoot you a friend request because as much as I'm dabbling, I need someone to hold my hand. I'm just gonna, the first step is admitting. So I'm gonna go ahead and just say I'm a noob. So, you know, yeah, looking forward to chatting it up with you.
Yeah, if
I
you
like
check
that because usually when you say first step to admitting, it's because you have a problem. And like in my case, first step to admitting is I'm addicted to gotchi. I've been gotchi billed. But yeah, true story. There's a ton of people I see reaching out in the weekly hangout channel. Like you definitely can get some good friends here, some friends for life, and also get your gotchi supercharged for rarity farming and everything beyond.
Yeah, I
There's
can't
also
wait.
like the art side of Aavegotchi too, which we recently, a couple months ago, it's still like a very new collection, but there's a ton of energy. The Fake Gotchis collection, which is like a community curated art collection that as long as you have a card, you can burn that card and you can mint an art piece. So those are also like really, really fun, and there's a ton of creativity on that side.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check that out. I think I saw a preview of the art. And also congrats on Sandeep. Y'all must be pretty excited. That's huge.
Yeah, that was really cool. It was crazy, like, because we're so deep into Aavegotchi, right? We've been doing this for 3 years, super deep in the rabbit hole. And then, Sandeep, from his perspective, it's really cool to see him saying, like, I love what you guys are doing. I love the game. I love everything. But you guys, you need to market yourself better. Like, it's obvious to us. Like he's saying, telling Jesse, you guys are like the OG pixel art NFT on Polygon. Like, it's a no brainer. Why aren't you telling people that more? Like, you know what? You're actually right. We were the first ones. It's pretty cool to have him point that out. And like, yeah, in hindsight, it's really, really obvious. So as Polygon blows up, it's going to be something that we were like the first one, and no one can really take that away from us. And I think Aavegotchis are going to have a solid place in the history of blockchain. It's really cool.
100%. And when you look at like the first, for example, I'm coming from Solana, and you look at the first NFT there, which is Solana Monkey Business. If you're not familiar, just like a monkey JPEG, whatever, the utility you guys have over, some of the first NFTs on other blockchains is just mind blowing to me. So I think you guys are really setting the bar for the first collection. Not only are you the first, but you're really doing the most.
Yeah, we're not like, so we said earlier, like, we're the first, but we're also like, I want to kind of say we're the most innovative, because we're doing a ton of stuff, and we have an entire like protocol built around the Aavegotchis. So it sounds kind of self-congratulating to say that, but it's honestly kind of true. Like, we ship so much and bring so much value to the protocol with all
We'll
the
say it for
utility.
you. Exactly. We're
Yeah,
happy
thank you.
Speaking of which, guys, I can't help myself. I'm going to drop a little leak to what's coming up to our Aavegotchi shop in the merch side of things. So the Aavegotchi merch store is going to be getting some fresh threads here very soon, and you got to just give a look here. it's work in progress. I've been warned that these are maybe not the final, but I think I can't show the top half, but I can show the bottom half. If don't worry, guys, it's safe for work. But here we go. I'm gonna break protocol, give a little look ahead to some sweet swag we've got on the way in the weekly Hangout channel. So this will be ready for December. Everybody going to December, you guys are gonna have some of this. We're gonna make sure you guys get it.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
mine being all black because I'm going to be wearing it all day, so I got to hide the fact that
You and your mud, man. Are these pants like going into the mud the first day?
Yeah, I'm just going to be rolling around on the floor screaming, try to get attention.
We'll film it.
I'm in trouble with Lost Local now. I know I'm in trouble.
It's dope. Yeah, these are our. We can't do a hangout without the alpha. So I already leaked the alpha from the Gotchiverse side. Get some wearables alpha. The IRL wearables alpha.
Let's get Lost Local on stage here. I think he can explain more. Can we get it? Can we get him up here?
Yep.
Lost Local. There we go.
How's it going?
GM said.
Hey.
How's everyone doing?
Hey.
It's great to see Jordan on here. We have a bunch of mutual friends that I've been trying to pill on Gotchi for like over a year. So it's cool. You can be the one to finally get them to listen because nobody would pay attention to me. So it's awesome to see you here, man. And yeah, we got lots of exciting merch stuff dropping soon. It'll be in most of it in time for Eat Denver. And yeah, Jesse needed to drop those pants. They're almost done. There's a few more details going on there, but yeah, it's cool to let people see what's coming, and it'll be great to get everyone dripping in Gotchi swag.
That's my quote of the night. Thank you. You really made it there. Jesse needed to drop those pants.
I didn't even realize that. Yeah, that's great. Jesse is the pant dropper now. We can. That's your new nickname.
Oh, perfect. This will be your new persona to hang out with Cider Dan.
But yeah, hopefully, really hope to see Gotchi Gang out there in Denver. We've got an awesome event planned on the 3rd. We're going to have some really fun goodie bags for everyone who shows up with some of the items that are going in the shop. So you could save yourself a couple of bucks and fly to Denver instead of buying some items in the shop. But it should be a really fun day. We got a lot of great stuff planned.
Yeah, what time is the Gotchi Lodge meetup, the coffee event?
The event will be 8 to 11 a.m. on the 3rd, which is Friday. We're going to be, I'll have an Evite link that'll go out shortly, and the event will get added to all the spreadsheets and stuff for Eat Denver. But we're just kind of getting the final details together for the flyer and all that good stuff.
I want to give a shout out to Lost Local because this relationship right now between like a Dow sourced street team and working with Pixelcraft Agent and the synergy between the two of us and the support that we can get and the muscle that they can provide, like this is the relationship that we're imagining. And so it's been a pleasure. It's going to be fun to meet in person.
Yeah, thank you for bringing that up, actually, because I have to say, the first convention that I had a presence at formerly with Pixelcraft was the week, Miami Art Week for Basil. And this time around, having the support of the DAO has just made things like what we're able to do has scaled so much just because it's not just me. So it's really felt the support of the DAO in the community, and that's really awesome, from the Pixel.
Yeah, guys, we totally view this as like yin yang. We all have we have our strengths and our weaknesses, and I think we really counter each other really well. Super cool seeing all this happening.
Speaking of which, I do have the docket for tomorrow's DAO meeting. Any newcomers, every 2 p.m. UTC on Sunday, we have a DAO call and specifically talk about everything happening in Aavegotchi DAO. So let me drop this here in the weekly hangout. This is all thanks to Hardcore. Has been handling the Miro boards and aggregating messages and notes. He worked really hard on these. And so tomorrow we'll be covering, of course, the open proposals right now. We'll be discussing a little bit about the SIG prop, the distributing the curves die, and reviewing the SIG prop turning off the bonding curve. There was another SIG prop addressing maybe an alternative suggestion there to the bonding curve, not to the bonding curve specifically, but regarding the bonding curve. And then we got a couple great ideas here. First of all, we start with Aavegotchi and the Sandbox collab that's being rolled out by Gotchi Farmy right now. And so they've put out a proposal that I'd like to go over. We also have an idea for a dungeon crawler that was put forward. And I thought that was really interesting. A roguelike Aavegotchi roguelike crawler. And then we have Stratagotchi, which is being developed by Lagan. So tomorrow will be a great conversation around like community projects. I think will be, if I was to pick a theme for tomorrow. And so I'm looking forward to that. Of course, if you have anything more, anything specific to add on to the DAO meeting, you can always reach out to me or Coder Den. And I'm looking forward to our conversation tomorrow.
Yeah, I think we should allocate a decent chunk to talking about post-curve liquidity and what the different options that we have as a community for pre-curve and also post-curve. Like, what should we do before the curve turns off, assuming that the vote does go through? Looks like it at this point. It's looking pretty. It's 82 to 17, so it looks like there will be a turnoff potentially, and so I think it's worth discussing. How can we prepare for it, and then what can we do after it? So it doesn't have to be the only conversation. Obviously, we got some time, but we should be. I know, like Dr. Wagme was asking, Yannick's asking, a lot of the big players are wondering what if this split for 40-30-30, which is kind of our proposed split, goes through. That 40% would be earmarked for liquidity and we need to have a strategy for that. So that's worth definitely discussing.
Yeah. Pre and post curve liquidity plan. I'll add that to the docket. And we should definitely include that as part of our discussion. There's an NFT display. It seems like a Gotchi has turned into an NFT display and is now zooming around on my screen. I've never seen that before. I'm going to try and capture this here for you guys. I'm going to try and chase this display screen around because it's getting away from me now. So.
Oh, man. Speaking of the NFT displays, I forgot to buy a 16 by 16. I'm so sad.
Now you got to be one of the normies.
Yeah, I got some 4x4s, but 8x8s, but yeah.
Oh, can we not? We can still mint the big ones, just not the Goldens, right?
Yeah, the Goldens are officially deprecated as of like 2 hours ago.
Do we know how many were minted in the end?
Good question. Let's see.
Of course, before.
Tomorrow is the last day of the last round of the Alchemica spending competition. Yes. So, and we have the Rarity Farming Snapshot coming up, I believe, on Tuesday. So,
Tuesday. Yeah, I'm going to drop this survey one more time for you guys as well. Please fill out our sticker survey here. We're going to put these in production this week. and we'll be wrapping up the survey submissions on Tuesday on A to Z podcast, hosted
Quick, I'll
by
give
Zombie
a
Shepherd.
huge. I'm just looking at the numbers here, so I'll just go. I want to go through all the NFT displays real quick. So 4x4s normal 826, 4x6 888, 6x4 152, 8x8 474, and then Le Golden 4x4 61, 4x6 21, 6x4 19, 8x8 23. So those are the old ones. Now we get into the new ones here. Scroll down a bit. So yeah, let's see. Yeah, 8x12 7, 12x8 12, 12x12 14, 16x16 27, and then finally the golden NFT display 16x16 31. So still pretty rare.
Wow. That's got mythical status there.
Crazy to see 870 4x4s. That's actually really, really interesting. That's like 4 times higher than the other types.
I have at least like 40 of those.
No.
Yeah, he can tell you why, because I think it makes sense, right? You have limited parcels. If you only own a few parcels or one parcel, then you want to fit a few images on there. So that makes sense to me. Like, if I have a ton of parcels, I guess I'd go with all big ones all the time, but most people don't have that luxury. So makes sense to me. What does that vibe with you, No Futuristic? Like, you just, I mean, you have a lot of parcels probably, but you just want to show as much art as possible, I guess. That's my hunch.
Yeah, so I have the main Music City Gotchi Gang art gallery. I think that has 10 or 11 NFT displays on a reasonable. I think it's something like that, 10 pieces. I did create the annex. I haven't added a bounce gate to it, but it's a spacious in District 16 that has 30 displays on it, so that I can have, like, because I have so many different fake gotchis, so I want to get as many onto that as possible while also still designing the parcel to have some kind of like aesthetics beyond just the NFT displays, like adding tiles and stuff like that. So almost every one of my displays are on those 2 parcels, and then the GMI parcel, the smoke shack behind the GMI estate that I have has 2 displays on that little humble. So most of them are just in my 2 galleries, but I do have a few extra that I haven't deployed yet.
The empire knows no bounds.
Well, friends, I'm gonna head out here. You guys keep going. Keep going.
Hey, real quick, I'm gonna follow you, but I want to drop a link here. I was very humored to see this just an hour ago. They reached out to me about 2 months ago. I love the picture they picked. Last year, I opened up I was on a panel there, and it was just before Mark Cuban came on, so we had a packed house. It was a great venue to get Aavegotchi's word out. This time, I don't know who they said they want to include me. I said, yeah, have me on. That'd be great. But I honestly am like sitting in Singapore and like not sure how I'm going to get there at this time of year. End of April, end of March. So I'm just like, oh my God. So how about everybody go like it, blow it up as loud as you can, and that'll give me more leverage where if I don't go, I can get Jason from somebody that's stateside to maybe swap in. And if they see that interest and they see that support for Aavegotchi, then they'll say, okay, Jesse can't come, but we can get somebody else to go in. So the louder this gets, the easier it gets for me to swap in, get somebody else to take over.
Yeah, and I was in Miami. Jason did a great job, Lost Local, at doing the 2 presentations. He was on a panel with Farouk, and then did a presentation after. So he would be a wonderful fill-in if he had to.
That's what I'm thinking. Lost Local's well spoken, no pressure, but it's going to be a lot easier if this kind of tweet gets a little louder and they notice it. So cool, guys. Yeah, tons of stuff going on. gosh, this is gonna be a good month. So, yeah, just really enjoyed the 2 hours here. And anything else we should cover before I also follow in suit and go to bed after midnight here.
Before you go to bed, check out Soju's banana piece. It kind of follows a recent IRL banana controversial artwork, and he's done a one-of-one Aavegotchi banana raffle that comes with a stretched canvas physical that he'll be including. So, yeah, that'll be something interesting to check out.
Oh, dang.
Groovy.
Mhm.
I am a fan of the soju. So this is good to know. I saw it on Twitter. I didn't realize like everything you just said, that is maximum potassium. All right,
Yeah,
cool
very-
guys. I'll see you in auction, and thanks everybody. We're everybody vote. Everybody dig deep and be extra generous this week. Following anybody that's paying attention to Aavegotchi, just how we started this call. This is the time to share and be generous. And
Yo, is it wrapping up right now?
Oh
Yeah, you-
Oh damn, I missed
This is
I
hour
guess I
2.
came in late. Holy
Uh,
moly.
It's an early rise, my friend. Yeah, if you're stateside, it's a dedication and commitment and labor of love.
Okay, well I'm glad I popped in. I'm definitely gonna engagement farm. I'm gonna take a screenshot and just Twitter this. Definitely create some FOMO for my soul friends. They're gonna be like, dude, what? 90 people in the audience? What's going on here?
This is like, yeah, this is small. We like sometimes we'll have 150 if we promote it a little bit more in advance. This is good attendance though, but
Just another normal Saturday hangout.
yeah, this is normal.
Also, Jordan, if you're around tomorrow, we do have our weekly DAO call. We're one of the most active DAOs in the world. And every week we get Coder Dan and Hefe hosting, and we talk about all the relevant issues within the DAO since we are so active in this process. So if you want to join in and sit in and check it out, definitely do so. You get to see kind of how we operate as a DAO.
Most definitely. I will pop in. Thanks for letting me know. Still a newbie here, so navigating one step at a time. But yeah, I was sent a really futuristic. That video looks like everything I need to dive in. So I really appreciate that, man.
Yeah, anytime, man. That's what I do.
Welcome to
Jordan's good. If you drop your Twitter in the weekly hangout channel, I'm sure everybody here will give you a follow and yeah, definitely should, because you bring the alpha as well from other projects and all the energy going on Polygon right now. You've got your finger on the pulse, sir.
Hefe just dropped the link there in the Discord as well. That's for you, Jordan, specifically, but for everybody that's not already found their way into the GMI Discord as well. GMI is the friendliest group of makers this side of the Polygon Bridge, and we are spreading that Gotchi gospel in a real way. So contribute, friends. This is working.
Hell yeah.
Well said. Well said. So I think on that note, I want to wish everybody a great weekend. If you're going to be there for the DAO call tomorrow, 2 p.m. UTC, we're happy to have you. And I think it'll be a really great conversation, many different topics. And if we don't see you, we have many different festivities next week. So we got A to Z on Tuesday. There's a Gotchi space hosted by Golden Cross and No Future on Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. And then we got our Friday activities, and then we do it all over again. So we got something almost every day of the week. We're almost there where we have there'll be something gotchi going on every day, hopefully, in the next couple of weeks here. So
Be doing a party for the snapshot on Tuesday.
that's a good question.
Bum bum bum.
I'm yeah. You don't have to sell me on
I'm
a party.
game.
Yeah, I'm always in.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll push hard. We'll make it a thing. Yeah, so let's campaign through the weekend, and we'll push hard on Monday, and Tuesday will be a nice little big bump.
Absolutely.
Let's break it up,
friends. Yeah. Take care, friends. Peace out.
Wait breakfast.
Oh yeah.
Bye, friends.
See y'all tomorrow.